Right. I've been persuaded to do a sort of quick tutorial for the Infected. Um, this is the Infected 14, um, and I believe it's been sort of fully redone. Um, and so it's obviously a smaller game. The download size is in the single digit gigabytes, not hundreds of gigabytes, but it's it's apparently been refreshed and seems pretty good. Um, I've played it a bit since I bought it, but I've not looked at um, the older versions. So this is my first encounter with the game anyway. Um, I looked at a few other tutorials and or playthroughs, etc. And people really just assumed that you'd played the previous stuff. So I thought it'd be worth doing it from a perspective of someone who's not already familiar with it. Um, so without further ado, let's load it up um, and start a new game. And let's call that tutorial. And what it'll do is it'll start us out at the bottom of the map on the coast in this little lighthouse with no enemies too close, and some basic stuff that you can sort of explore and get a feel for how things work. The actual controls are well, it has this sort of little tutorial thing, but the controls are super simple. WSAND to drive around, and the mouse. Character stats is I, and there's a few other things that you'll find later on. You can select weapons once you get some. You have 4 weapon slots, so you just select 1, 2, 3, and 4. So really simple. And I think we'll see what F says. F just normally gives you the compass, but when you start, you get this sort of initial task list, and it starts you right in front of this ATV that you can repair and drive around, and it sort of drives you through the process. Basically, you get this dot in the middle of the screen, and you hover it over it, and if you look on the bottom left, it shows you what you need to find to repair this. So if I go over here, and you can say pick this thing up, and you walk back to here, and it's really not obvious which button you push to apply it, but I believe right mouse button drops it, and so the controls are slightly weird. It feels like it's designed for a controller that doesn't have too many buttons. So it's you have to get the sometimes it goes into mouse mode rather than sort of look around mode. You have to put that spot in the middle on it and then press E, and then it's E again to drop it on there, and it disappeared, but it now says 1 out of 4 tires. So we need to go and find the other 3, and you can look in things. So you can point the spot at this and press E to search that, and that's some cooked ribs. And we do have to worry about water supply for thirst, health, and various stats for food, etc. So we're all always looking for the food. So let's pick some of that up, and in fact you can see that in your ration pack, or in your backpack now. along with these beef stew, 5 ration packs that just sort of to keep you alive as you start out, and you have this this water pack which starts out as full of clean water, which is good because you have to you have to get more once you've drunk it. Right, so that's that, and so let's have a look around this building. Doesn't seem to be too much. There's a road. These small stones are dotted around and they're quite useful. We will need a few of those, so I'll pick them up as we go. And so let's have a look around in here. There is a fuel can we can pick up. We probably need that for the little four-wheeler outside. Actually, it keeps pointing us to press F because it wants us to know that this is what we're supposed to do. So we'll just have a look around, and there's another tyre there. We're not going to pick it up yet. We're going to go and look up. Oh, there's another fuel can. I'll probably need that. And so we'll go and look upstairs. And look, there is an iron ingot. We'll definitely need that. And usually you don't find things just sitting on like here, there's an iron ingot sitting on the bed. You don't find that normally. This is just a sort of part of the tutorial. What you normally have to do is search in cabinets and things. So that's a iron ore and some plastic, so we'll have that. It's going to be useful. And I don't think there is anything else up here. There's a bookcase. We'll search the bookcase, and there has some plant fibre. And so let us pick up this tyre and go and you can run if you hold down shift. So we'll just go and stick this on the little four-wheeler, and we'll have a look, see what else is here. There's a different door. Oh, there's some rubbish. Can we search that? Yeah. Search the rubbish. We have some clay soil and 3 bone shards. Well, when you first start out, everything is useful. So let's run down here, see what else we've got. We have, what's that? Again, you never see this except for in the start. The start, you get things on tables and things. Except for, I did notice you see. You pick up bits of paper with technology plans on them, and that's I think the only thing that comes on tables after the start. There's this bug where frogs, you can sort of see them through the walls and they just don't work properly. But anyway, unfortunately we can't pick up both of the tyres, so we have to pick this one up. Is there anything else here that we should pick up? I'm sure there was, other than the nails or screws or whatever they were. So we'll take this back round and we'll put it on the thing. And oh, there were screws. Okay, cool. So now we can. Oh, it needed the 2 iron ingots that we did find, and it was 10 of the screws that we found. I think we found 20, and 1 of the gas cans. So now we just want the other tyre, and we'll have some transport until we run out of fuel. And that is something you need to consider. Where was the tyre? It was here. So let's go back. Pretty sure there wasn't anything else sort of laying on the floor in here. There's nothing else to search, so we're pretty much done. And I'll drop this on our little thing, and it suddenly turns into a nice shiny new looking thing. And we have a sort of pannier pack here that you can carry things around in. So I think the first thing we're going to want, it's if you go to the character sheet with I, it shows you all, the places you can see. You can see in our backpack we have 4 weapon slots there. In the sort of molly webbing you can put spears and axes and things. And we're carrying 19 out of 50, whether that's pounds or kilos, I don't know. And these are other stuff that you will look at later. But this is the time of day, and it starts you at 10 AM. We've already spent 2 hours or whatever it is, 2.5 hours doing this because the time goes by quite quickly. And you will be required to sleep. And the first thing you need to sleep is you need to have a safe location to do that, where you need to build a bed. So in order to do that we're going to need some wood, and in order to do that we're going to need an axe. So you can go to press I to go here. You have this little booklet that shows you all of the things that you can make. This says stone axe can be crafted by the player or on the workbench, so that basically means it doesn't need a workbench to create, and it requires a stick and a stone. Yeah. So now we need to find a stick, and that is a plant that we can harvest, so we'll have some food. Is that a stick? Yeah, stick on the ground. We'll pick that up, and we can go to this build section, and where is it? I've forgotten where it is. Ah, yes, there, craft. What you do is you go to the itempedia thing. You select the axe, and then it'll put it on the crafting table if you've got the parts you need. And we click craft, it all disappears, and actually what you'll find is that you now have an axe here, and that'll be on slot 1. So we press 1 and we now have an axe. So that's good. You can hit enemies with an axe, and you can chop down trees, and wherever that frog was we could have him if we wanted as well. So pick up some more stones because they're always good. And now we're this is pretty much the whole of the starter area. So you can look in the fuel tank here, so we have a full tank of fuel and a spare gas can. The gas can completely fills the tank, but when you use it, it disappears. So the best thing to do is to just let it run out of fuel and then fill it up, otherwise you'll be wasting some. These items that we've collected over time, we'll have to go through what they're for as we go forward. So let's have a look at what the tutorial wants us to do. It's time to head out and explore the world. First, locate a suitable spot to construct your base. Place a claim pole. That's basically a thing that says this is mine. And then once you've done that, you can start building things, foundations and things there. But M to display the map, and these crosses are caves, and the caves have useful things in them. They have mushrooms and they have various ores. Anything else you can? Coal, yeah, quite useful. But I sort of felt that, or I have found that you're going to need to explore this whole map, because you're going to want all the technologies, and the technologies are spread in point of interest locations, which are basically places where the enemy is, the infected. There are vampires and infected workmen and all sorts of things, and you'll essentially have to raid them for resources at the start. But you're going to have to visit most of those places, so you'll end up having to travel around the map to to all of the points of interest to pick up all the technologies. So I kind of like the idea of somewhere central, which means sort of I'd like to be in this kind of area. You kind of want somewhere at least a little bit defensible, because later on in the game you're going to you're going to get attacked, so we'll and you want to be near a cave because you're going to need those resources. So let us go somewhere up here where this middle cave is, and we'll see if we can find somewhere near there that has that has the properties that we want. It's nice if you're near water as well as the cave. That would be good here because we would be near the river. Bear in mind that, well, we're sort of burning time here because we're now halfway through our our thirst, so we'll have to drink the water quite shortly, and then we'll need to get more. So there's a good deal of work to do. We need a bed before. What time is it now? We need a bed before it gets dark, ideally. So let's get on the ATV, and we're going to try and drive up to that middle location. It's probably the first thing we should do rather than try and there is a you can get off it again with the thing. There's a mailbox here. Let's have a look, see what's in there. Oh, look, some more screws and some biofuel. Interesting. So again, you will see various harvestable plants that there's potatoes and watermelons and corn and things that you'll get to recognise. Sorry, the steering is a bit jerky because I'm using a keyboard, but we can look in these. You don't even need to get off the vehicle to do that. Yep, that's sort of somewhat useful, but let's go. We don't need that too much. The ATV is a bit shaky, but it was scrap metal 5 minutes ago, so that's what you expect, I guess. What does it think we should do? Yeah, find somewhere to be home. Eventually the ATV sort of stops shaking. Maybe we can see what's in this car or these cars. You be careful because often there are points of interest sort of houses, and usually there are NPCs in there that are not friendly. So search that with some rope. Okay. After I searched it, press escape to. You can't pick things up without stopping the engine. That's really irritating. But anyway, oh, there's a bird. We can harvest that and get some feathers, which will be useful. Get off. I've got to be closer to it. There you go. You see on the right hand side we get feathers. When you get on the ATV you will always be facing the direction of the ATV, not which way we want to go. We want to go left. I'm not going to keep stopping picking things up. We'll find them when we get there. You can actually steer with the map up. Unfortunately, the map covers the bulk of the place. So we'll get there. So it's weird. It does sort of shake side to side a bit while you're driving the ATV. It's a bit disconcerting. It's almost like it stops when you're off road. No. it does stop eventually. Let's see what we've got here. Some more plastic. I found that I didn't need the plastic until quite a bit later on. But you collect it over time, and it's well worth it because you'll have a good amount by the time you need it. So we just make our way. There is another vehicle that you can get once you've got a bit more resources. Well, no, we couldn't catch him. Obviously, you can butcher the animals as well. But you can do it at the side of the road or on the ground. But if you have a butchery table, then you get much more when you do it. So, where are we going? Yep. So it surprises me because usually it stops. The vibration stops eventually. Maybe I need to put more weight in the box on the back. I still think the best thing we need to do is find a home. Now, if you look up there on the right, you'll find that there is a probably point of interest with NPC houses, and they will be unfriendly. Probably not a good idea because I don't. Well, we could try. We could make a spear, and then we could go and see what we can steal from them. Let's do that. First thing we need to do is chop down a tree. Let's just left click to do that, and you can harvest that, and it will turn into firewood and sticks and things. And so what we need is we need to have room in our inventory, and this is a bit crazy because it actually matters how you organize things in the inventory. It's not just the slots. So if you're picking up something that takes up more than one slot, you have to have those slots adjacent to each other like that. I'm going to dump some of this stuff in the we need one of those. The box on the back of the van, or four-wheeler. One of those, get rid of that. Oh, I need that. So then we can go back to our item book, and we can say I need a stone blade, and you just craft that from a stone. So now I have a stone blade, and then need to get a spear, stone spear. That takes a stone blade, 3 sticks, and some plant fibre, which we've now got. So I can craft a spear. So now, when we look at our backpack, we have an axe and a spear. Now I prefer to have the spear in position 1. Usually I think I'll have the axe in position 2 anyway. So let's drive up to our presumably unfriendly peeps up here. There will be some there they are. Oh, they're on their way. Gotta get off. Should probably have got my spear out before we started this, shouldn't I? And the shield as well. Alright, so the E to harvest the body, and sometimes they'll have nice things like bandages, which we're about to need. So now you can go here, you can see the little red plus, and that means we need a bandage for our that's a medicated bandage. Can't use that one. Need a normal bandage, of which we have some here. So let's have the bandages, your health will gradually go down until you do this. So you take a bandage and you put it over there, and you can see we sort of picked up some screws and a medicated bandage and some ore off those guys. There might be more, just be careful. But then we can look around and you can search their stuff. You might find some food. No, just some seeds. That will be fine. And I think that is everything. We searched this one. Yeah, we've already emptied that one. I think that's everything in here. But at the start, you definitely need to look on all the flat surfaces to see if there are any. There's a very obvious white piece of paper, and you can see it's getting dark already. I can see us having to work through the night. Let's pick up some more stuff. But the more stuff we pick up, the better it'll be for us later on as well, or quite soon actually. So we have a bit of food. What was that I missed because the bags were full? Actually, let's go outside and throw the stuff we just collected in. Hold shift and right click will sort of stack anything that it can in the other container. Oh, except I'm going the wrong way. I want to go that way. So hold down shift and right click, and it will move anything it can across. I don't need the sticks. I'll just throw them on the ground. Oh yes. Also, bones are heavy, and I haven't figured out what you use them for yet. So let's ignore those. There's another bad guy. Let's go and antagonize him. Sneak up behind him and stab him in the back. There we go. Oh, that's a problem. I broke my spear. Well, he's running away, so all good, maybe. If you look down in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a durability for your for the item you're holding. Yeah, we run out of durability on the spear. The stone spears don't last very long. I'm kind of used to having a metal spear. Ooh, some liver. That's going to be interesting. And this is a thing you really need to look out for. These fuel cans are. You really need to have as much fuel as you possibly can. And let's see if we can't rearrange this a bit so that I can. Nightmare. Yeah, try and rearrange it to the point where I can actually pick up the fuel can. There we go. Search their ambulance. We have another couple of houses to look through, and we probably don't have enough space to do that, but you need to watch the just above the health. There's how much weight you're carrying. Let's see if we can dump the stuff off. It's you can see now that it's got a thing on the left above the F key, or the little F symbol, that's telling us that one of our stats is now low. Some of this stuff will stack and some of it won't, so yeah, there you go. That's everything. So now it's telling us that we need to drink something, and right click on that and drink. And now you'll see that we don't have any more water, so we're sort of pushing our luck here now. I should probably have gone and set up a base before we tried to raid anyone, but that's a bit tempting. Now there's always something useful in the sink. Don't ask me why, but there is. Okay, look upstairs. I'm not going to make another spear. I don't think we have time, and I think we've now killed all the bad guys, so I'm not going to bother picking up the splint. I'll just plan not to break a leg or anything for the moment, because they're just huge and difficult to carry around. So we've got just one more house to look around. I'm really disappointed we haven't found any plans yet, but there's still a few things to look at. Now I tell you what, I don't need the rope, but I do want the electrical parts, because they are really difficult to make. I really kind of want the clay as well, so I'm going to throw the onion spouter right away. And there's the kind of planned thing that I was looking for, so we'll pick up that, and we found the oil pump, which is something you don't need for quite a long time, so that's a shame, but we've got one, so that's good. Okay, well, I'm going to throw away no, I'm going to keep them. Actually, that's a good point. We don't need coal, because we won't be building a heater for a while, but we need the that's a bug that it's, I don't know why it does that. It's sort of got stuck with running the GUI for the axe, or the animation for the axe. Oh, we want that. What can I get rid of? Stone. I don't want the stone. I can just pick up another one. And is there an upstairs in this place? No, this was a bungalow, I think, if I remember. Yep. So it's now raining and getting dark. So and we have a guy chasing after us, and we don't have a spear anymore. Well, let's try and get him with the axe. Come on, there we go. Okay, well, now I've got an infection. That's lovely, isn't it? Okay, well, he's dead. Let's use that medicated bandage we had, and consider ourselves lucky and get out of here. So we can't find that place that we were trying to get to build a base. Right, well actually I think we've just come up to a half an hour. I might end this video and pick it up when I've reached the location of the base, and we'll have a second video. So, because it'll take us a little while to drive there anyway. So that's the initial starting out. We haven't built a base yet, which we should have done straight away, but that's the way it goes. So I hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back shortly.